contrary to what you might think from my multi-month-long break, I am still alive, and nothing has changed. Except I did finish the game I was playing earlier, obviously. I finished 114514 gate jumps, and then I took a break for a while. But I'm back. I guess I just need to see a number ticking down. And somehow I haven't died yet. Haven't killed myself, probably won't. Sorry to all those who had disappointed. Sorry, not sorry. Go fuck yourself if you want that. Shift jump, back and forth. Getting that number down. It gives me something to do. So, little bubble. I think it's fair to say, I mean, I don't have much new to say on anything. There's people who say everything I say better than me. They might know more. They definitely know more about whatever the topic is they talk about. I just kind of try to sift through everything. I'm just a single person, just a singular human, in a world that evidently hates me quite a lot. That's okay, I hate it too. I hate myself, and I hate the world. And in large part, I hate the world because I hate myself. And I hate myself because it reminds me of the world. That's the cycle I find myself in. And I think it's only fair. I think it's only reasonable. It's March 30th, 2026. March 30th, 2026. The election that changed the world was mid-November of 2024. It changed my world, but it also changed everyone's world. Over a year and a quarter ago. A year and a third. I think it's over a year and a third now. That's the thing about keeping track of history, is it's always changing. You're always adding more. The event that was a year ago becomes a year and a quarter, then a year and a third. I knew it would be bad when Donald Trump got elected. I knew it would be bad. I think everyone knew it would be bad. Well, not everyone, obviously. I mean, the majority of Americans do support Donald Trump. I believe still. They definitely supported him in November of 2024, which means they supported him in November of 2021, because nothing ever was proven wrong about Donald Trump's legacy. They just added more horrible things onto it, albeit less horrible things than, I mean, there are less points to hate Trump from 2022 through 2024 compared to 2016 through 2021. And of course, he wasn't president in 2022, in 2023, in 2024. And most of what people were talking about him or most of what people were saying about Donald Trump was just how bad he was in 2021, in 2020, in 2019, in 2018, in 2017, in 2016, in 2015. Of course, it's not just about Donald Trump, it's also about the Republican Party. And that's who's really doing this damage. I mean, Donald Trump is basically dead. Donald Trump is, for all intents and purposes, no longer running our government. I would not even call him our president. I would not say he was ever our president in 2020, after the election, in 2025. It was Elon Musk, and then it was this coalition of J.D. Vance and Pete Hegseth and Mike Johnson, and the folks behind them, really the Heritage Foundation, and the big tech, of course, still. Not Elon, personally, not him personally, but his cronies. Although we live in the wake of Elon's damage. I had no idea it would get this bad. I had no clue. None. This is so far removed from where I thought we'd be in 2026. This is so far off from what I expected. I had no idea this was possible. I didn't think the people around me were like that, were like this. What hurts me most of all, like what the thing that haunts me is the fact that there are people being kidnapped from our streets in broad daylight and no one does anything. People being raped in broad daylight and no one does anything. People being murdered with 40 people around and all they do is blow whistles and no one stops it. It's a common fear that a lot of people have against going out alone at night. Now, in the past, I didn't have that same fear. I for whatever reason, I thought that, like, because this was America, as bad as this country is, that I could at least know I was safe if I was in, like, a well-lit area. That I was never going to be the target. The fear of, for those who had it, the fear of going out alone at night was that you could be hurt, you could be grabbed, you could be assaulted, you could be raped, and no one would be around you to see it. No one would really know what's going on because light, it's harder to see when it's dark out. There aren't as many people out to hear you scream, and if you can't scream, you can struggle, but no one's going to really see you. Even if they happen to be in a position where they have line of sight, they might not see you. Or they might be too afraid to come out and help you because it is dark and that tends to make people more timid. What changed with that video of, I believe it was March 2025, of a young college girl getting, a young woman, she is an adult, getting abducted in broad daylight by a group. Just abducted in broad daylight. Is that now I don't feel safe being out. Ever. If you could be abducted in broad daylight with people around you and no one saves you, then where do you feel safe? How do you ever feel safe? There's nothing you could do. You could only move in crowds with 20, with 30 people, and you still wouldn't be safe. In broad daylight, you still wouldn't be safe. Now, I'm not one for the slut shaming and the oh, she was asking for it kind of mentality. I hate that, actually. It's disgusting. It makes my stomach churn. I'm not just not for it. I'm repulsed by it. And I know that I hope we can all agree that mentality is not only unproductive, but also just wrong. Like, people have been raped in broad daylight in the most mundane clothes, wearing like a hoodie and jeans. People have been abducted wearing completely modest, full body outfits. People have been raped in their own homes. But I thought you could at least know that you were safe if you were surrounded by people in broad daylight. If I'm in the middle of a university campus, I should not be afraid of being abducted and raped. If I'm outside a university campus at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I should not be afraid of being abducted and raped. If I'm in school, I should not be afraid of being shot, but also should not be afraid of being assaulted and raped and abducted and disappeared. There really is nowhere safe. That's the thing that destroys me and should destroy everyone, is that there really is nothing, there's nowhere safe. I don't give a fuck about No Kings protests. I don't give a fuck about what trends happen in New York City, who gets elected where, I don't care. Because the fact is, you are not safe in the middle of a crowd of people. You could be abducted and disappeared and assaulted in a crowd of people. They have fucking concentration camps and everyone knows where they are and we're doing nothing. It's March 30th, 2026. Did I timestamp this video? March 30th, 2026. I'm disgusted by the fact that people, including myself, have let it happen. At this point, I can't respect anyone who's still alive because they're letting this happen in America, in the United States of America. I can't respect anyone who's still alive, who's just letting this happen. I don't care about the No Kings marches. I don't even want to think about that because it reminds me of seeing people do a dance class while a bus pulls into an ICE detention center full of people being disappeared, humans being trafficked. That's probably the last time you're ever going to see footage of those people. You didn't really see footage of them, but you saw footage of their silhouette, and that's going to be the last time you see them. I didn't think this was possible. I didn't think that the world I live in now was a possibility I had to worry about. I didn't see this coming. I didn't think the racism was that widespread. I didn't think misogyny could gain that much traction. I didn't think people even cared about bigotry, about pushing transphobia, homophobia as much as they clearly do. I had no clue. I didn't understand the people around me. I thought the people around me were fundamentally different than they were. I did not understand, because what I am seeing right now around me is incompatible with the view I had of American society. As I didn't like American society, but I didn't think the people were this bad. And nothing's ever going to change that. if, in my view, the way that I viewed the people around me, the people I thought were around me, the way I thought humans were, it would have happened in the first 3 months of the Trump term. People would have been clashing with ICE when they started abducting people out of their neighborhoods. Now, there are some people who are heroes, who have burnt down ICE facilities, who have tried to shoot ICE agents, who have shot at police, who have, some of them have killed police. There are heroes. There are good people. And there are those who are brave people, you know, who had the courage to actually do something, who broke out of this passivity mindset and did something to change the world around them. And they are heroes. Even the ones who did things I didn't agree with. Even the ones who did things that I wouldn't have necessarily have done if I was in their position. But how can I say that? Because I could be in their position. I don't put myself in that position. Like Robin Westman. If she had... I can say, like, oh, she should have used that gun to shoot Trump instead of writing "fuck Trump" on that gun and shooting up a Catholic school. But guess what? I don't have 2 assault rifles. I don't have assault rifles with "fuck Trump" written on them. I'm not going to storm the Capitol. I'm not going to come in and shoot a Republican. So who the fuck am I to criticize her? So I would like to applaud Robin Westman for having courage and doing something with her life. Now, to change the world around her, to shake up the world around her, because it needs some shaking up. I mean, it won't fix anything. It won't fix this. But it would at least set a baseline. It would at least have a standard where one could say they stand. Really though, if we're naming heroes, it's Jong Yun. It's Dan Jong In Park. That's the man. Dan Park. Dan's the man. He blew up Palm Springs. He blew up a fertility clinic. And it probably had Elon Musk come in it. I believe that is a probability that is significantly non-zero. So I'd like to say Jong Un blew up, or Jong Un's friend, guided by Jong Un, blew up Elon Musk come. Because that's an awesome thing to have. Hear it up for Jong Un. You know what? If I make it to like 500,000 jumps down, I think I should play Make the Avoidance. I should play it just for Jong Un's stage. And I'll put it on YouTube and also mirror it to my PRTube because it is a fang and clear. But I'll upload it to YouTube and keep it here because it fits with the series. And I'll do like a whole last episode to 500k where I just stand Jong Un. What more is there to say about Jong Un? I'd have to find things to say. Bring up the readings. Okay, now I'm getting a little obsessive.